Good morning. This is Joyce at Amazing Grace Wolfe Homestead. I'm glad you're here today. I hope you enjoy what's coming forth. And I do want to say that anytime that we have a video that comes forth, if you like it, please select the like button and subscribe. And that helps me out a whole lot. I appreciate it very, very much. So the other day when we left our video, I was working on a sunflower on a stepping stone that I wanted to put on the deck at the summer kitchen. So I told you I would show you that when I got it finished. And it's very heavy. But this is the stepping stone. And I wanted to show you that to make sure that you got to see it. I thought it turned out really, really good. I'm very, very pleased with it. The only thing that I have to do to it now, when weather warms up a bit, we're pretty cold here right now. We've got Arctic fronts coming through. But I will put some type of shellac or varnish on this to weatherize it, to protect it, and then we'll get it out there on the summer kitchen. Okay? It's that time of the year that you start planting your garden, and I too plan my garden, and so I thought I would share that with you and what I'm doing. And I have it also on my computer, but also have it drawn on paper as well. So let's get started to see this plan for this garden in 2025. I'm going to start with the first garden, and that is the actual original garden that I started with. So let me scoot this right here, and I will show you this. This here is the garden number one, and of course you can't see any kind of plants or anything there right now. But inside this garden, I have garlic planted. I have 19 cloves of music hard garlic and purple hard garlic. That was planted at the end of October, I think somewhere the last week of October in 2024. Also in this area here, there is lavender, and I have also, let me get my reach over here. I have true lavender and Munstead lavender that I'm also going to put this in there too with it, because I have already lavender in there, and I'm waiting to see if my plants survive this cold weather in the winter time. Going right on. I do this by gardens 1, 2, and such. So this is garden 2. Yeah. There we go. In garden 2, these are my plans. My plans are, and let me reach over here and get these, is to plant in this spot, and all my plant beds are 8x4s, and they're 16 inches in depth. And so I've never planted celery before, so I wanted to plant celery. So this year we're planting, as you can see that I've got it lined out here on the paper as well. We're going to be planting Utah celery, Chile arbo pepper. This is going to be the area of all the hot peppers, because the celery and the peppers is companions one to another, so I can do this. This is habanero Caribbean orange pepper, and this is jalapeno pepper, and this is long thin cayenne pepper. This is what we will be planting in Garden 2's plant bed. Garden 3. Okay, let me pull this. And I'll say some seeds. I've got an order in that they at my Michigan gardener, and he will send when it's time for me to plant my seeds or my plants that I order. He'll get those to me in the month and the time that I need that. So I have ordered rosemary, and then I've also here I have garlic chives, and I will put these in the corners down at the bottom here. I'll put 2 rosemaries in these corners at the top, and then I'll put garlic chives in these 2 corners down here at the bottom. And in between the rosemary and the garlics, my plan is to have Copenhagen Market cabbage and all seasons cabbage. Okay, in garden 4, I got a stretch here. Let me go on and get 5 while I'm up here too. In garden 4, the plant bed, we'll have marigolds, and I have lots and lots and lots of marigolds. I saved my seed from last year. That is one thing that really did good last year in the garden was the marigolds, and they was beautiful. So I want to make sure that I've got plenty of those planted this time. And then I also am going to have Blue Lake green beans, and they are the bush type. And you can see that I've got the marigolds in the corners. I got 1 in each corner. And then I'll have 2 rows of the Blue Lake green beans. And then I will have come down from that, I'm going to have the Chocolate Beauty bell pepper that I purchased from my Michigan gardener. And I'm also going to have the sweet green pepper on the other side, the opposite side, and in between those, I'm going to have okra, and this variety happens to be Clemson Spineless. And I only plant like 4 plants of okra because that's be all that I have need of. And when they produce and have a good year for it, that will produce a lot of okra. Now, in garden 5, I have sweet basil in the corner. I have marigolds. I have also ordered my onion slips, and I want the Walla Wallas, and I also want the Spanish, the Spanish onions, and I want the red onions as well. And then from after the onion slips is planted, I'm going to plant marigolds, because marigolds is a good thing to keep the pests and insects off of your other plants. And down below the marigolds, the rest of this plant bed will be covered in romaine lettuce and buttercrunch lettuce, which also I have ordered from Michigan gardener. These marigolds, as you can see, I have through this little window, I have saved these seeds. There's thousands of seeds in this envelope, and then I have another package as well. And these was different colors such as rust and gold and yellow, and they were mixed, and so they just really turned out beautiful. But I did save my seeds. It was no problem to save the seeds of the marigolds. So I'm hoping to see these come up as well. In garden 6, we have chives. These are your regular sweet chives. And I also purchased them from Michigan Gardener. And we have Blue Lakes, the chives be in the corners, and then Blue Lakes going across one side. And then I also have a panel that goes down the center of this, and I'm going to be planting the tenderless, barkless cucumbers on that panel. And then on this side of the panel will be more Blue Lake bush beans, because we put up a lot of green beans. Our family uses green beans quite a bit. And then the chives will be in the corners. I'll have 4 corners of chives. In garden 7, I just let me bring you down to garden 7. In garden 7, as you can see, I have strawberries and I have asparagus. And the good news is this is the 3rd year. This year I should be able to get some produce from the asparagus. I've been watching it for 3 years now. This will be the 3rd year for my asparagus. It's a Mary Washington asparagus. I love asparagus, and so this year we're watching and waiting for it to come forth that we'll harvest asparagus. And asparagus is a companion to strawberries. So this is a strawberry bed as well, and it's the 3rd year for the strawberry bed. And we started getting strawberries last year, and I'm in hopes and looking forward to many strawberries this year. Okay, in garden 8, this is going to take a little switch here, because in the corners of the 2 corners on the left-hand side of it, I am going to plant dill. And what I want to do is have enough dill planted that I will be able to put some of this, dry this dill and put it up. And the dill that I have is Mammoth, and I've ordered 2 other varieties, but right offhand I can't tell you what the varieties was. One was a flowering dill, and the other one was another variety of dill, but I can't remember what it was. But I did get this. I've also got this Mammoth dill. Also in this, since dill is a companion to Crowder peas, and you'll notice that I try to put different things in, because like the Blue Lake beans and the Crowder peas, they create nitrogen, which helps the other plants, and so they're companion to them. And I watch and make sure that I don't get too much nitrogen in it, but I want enough that these plants can thrive and be nourished, that they'll bring forth the fruit of the harvest that we're looking for. Along beside the dill, we're going to have 1, 2, 3, 4 short rows of Crowder peas. Now, Crowder peas are absolutely delicious, and they're easy to can. And these came from Southern States Garden Center, and this is the Crowder peas. You do have to plant a lot of them to really have, but I do like to plant a few so that you can at least have one good mess of fresh Crowder peas. Along with the Crowder peas, on the other side of the Crowder peas, I will be planting both crooked neck and straight neck summer squash. We love summer squash. We like it fried. We like it pickled. I like to put it in casseroles. It's just an all-around good meal. But I'll be honest with you, we fry these dudes and put onions in it and eat skillets full. My son and I, we eat skillets at a time of this. Now, the next one is, let me go down here. I want to make sure that I'm keeping up with it. On 9, it is our herb garden. And also I have put the bucket garden on here as well. And in the herb garden, this already has oregano, and it has come back every year for me since I had started 3 years ago. It's also got lemon balm, and it also will have marigolds. And I'm planting basil, and this time I'm planting a different type. Matter of fact, I got several different types of basil, but in this one here, I want to plant the red Reuben basil, and I'm going to plant the Italian large leaf basil. In the bucket garden, which that is a frame that my husband made for me, and it holds 4 buckets across and 3 down. And we're going to have the emerald giant bell green peppers, and we're going to have peach nasturtium flower seed, and emerald giant bell greens again in the 3rd bucket, and then on the last bucket of the 1st row will be the Amish paste tomato. And here is the nostrums peach melba that we're going to be planting, and this is also from Missioner Gardener. Amish paste, Napoleon, Boxcar Willie, and in these buckets we're also going to have peppercina peppers. This time I'm going to have at least 2 buckets of them, and then we'll have at least 3 buckets of the emerald giant bell peppers. So that's a whole total of the first one. The first garden contains 7 plant beds, 1 rock garden, and 1 bucket garden. 8 plant beds, I'm sorry, because we've got a total of 10 in that. So now I'm going to take you to the new plant beds that we've been working on up on the hill, and let me get out of this here. Now, I don't have, it's been so cold we haven't been able to get the pictures of the plant beds, but we will get the plant bed pictures in there as the weather warms up where we can stand to get out. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go over in this area. In this garden, we call this garden the hill garden. My summer kitchen is actually just a little bit up above that. And next behind the hill garden, on the hill garden, behind the plant beds, we're going to have the greenhouse. We're going to try our best to get the greenhouse up at the end of February, and so that we can, and we'll try to have the summer kitchen ready for me to work in at least by May, if it's any way possible, weather holds up for us. But I have 7 plant beds, and these plant beds, once again, are 8x4s, 16 inches deep. There now. We was able to get those done. And I did put leaves and everything, you know, we had lots of trees and we had lots of leaves, and I got leaves and everything down inside those, and I thank the Lord for that. And then the plan is, after we get these 7, I get these planted later on in warmer weather, I would like to put at least 7 more plant beds, and that will take care of the amount of plant beds for us, for our garden needs here at the Amazing Grace Wolfe Homestead. That would give us a total of 21 plant beds altogether. So to start off, and these I have ordered also, I have ordered the Kennybacks, the red red Pontiacs, and I've also ordered the Yukon Gold potato seed potatoes. So they'll be coming in sometime first part of April, I believe. So in the first bed on the hill is the Kennybacks. that bed will be just completely Kennyback potatoes. The second bed will be Blue Lake green beans. It has a panel that runs down through it that's going to have straight 8 cucumbers. And then on the other side of the straight 8 cucumbers, it's going to be Blue Lake green beans. On the third plant bed, this is where the red sweet potatoes, and I have to order those. I haven't, or buy the sweet potatoes and make the slips. I haven't done that as of yet, but that's on the agenda. And then down the center of that, we will have marigolds. And then on that side of it, we're going to have more Blue Lake green beans. Evidently, you know we're going to like Blue Lake green beans. So in bed 4, our goal is to have more Utah celery in the corners. And then we're going to have Copenhagen market cabbage. And we're going to have Wolfe number 29 broccoli. And then we're going to have more Utah celery. All at the beginning of it and at the end will be the celery. Because I'm looking forward to getting this celery and getting it put up and putting it into the freezer. Because I use celery year round in all my cooking. Going on to bed 5. Going to have a row all the way across. It's going to be cilantro. And I should be showing you this. Let's see. We are on, again, Missioner Gardner is where I got these seeds. The Utah celery, the Copenhagen market cabbage, and the Wolfe 29 broccoli. And then also in this bed, we are going to have that first row all the way across to slow boat cilantro. And I'm glad to get that because if it boats slow, then I'll have a better chance of harvesting cilantro to put up. And I plan on doing that this year. Also, we'll have 3 types of tomatoes planted in this garden. We'll have the Rama tomatoes. We will have San Marzano tomato. And we'll have the Cherokee purple tomato. Going on to bed number 6. The first thing I want you to know is it's got another rail. And in this rail, it's going to have sugar snap peas. We love sugar snap peas. And in our area, the last 2 years I've planted the sugar snap peas, and I planted them on February the 15th, and they were absolutely delicious, and they pulled a great harvest of peas for us. Also in this bed is going to be more market set 76 cucumbers, straight 8 cucumbers, and then we're going to, on the other side of the rail is going to be carrots, and we have the red cord chutney, and we also have Danvers half long. In the next bed that we have, which is the 7th bed of this round, we're going to put sunflowers, and I have these sunflowers here. We're going to put these in the corner of the plant bed, one on each corner. And then in the middle of the plant bed will be our Yukon Gold potatoes and our red Pontiac potatoes. And things that we hope to get planted as well this time is the butternut squash. Our family really likes the butternut squash. Matter of fact, my husband, Herb, he calls it the other sweet potato. So it made a big hit here. I also want to make sure that I plant more cilantro. And I have quite a bit of still research to do on some of these spices of where I can put them. And I understood that I had to be very, very careful about planting parsley. So this parsley will probably go into a bucket away from everything else. Not too far away from it, but away from everything else. So, but that is our goal for our planting on our garden this time. And I hope that you come along and be with us. And once again, if you like this video, click that like button, subscribe, and come back and see what we got going on at the Amazing Grace Wolfe's homestead. Bye-bye, y'all.